this is it. The world as you know it is over, completely done. It's not about to be over, it's over.
Some of the scientists who helped build AI are now sounding the alarm.
I was selling AI as a great thing for decades, and I was wrong.
There is a longer-term existential threat that will arise when we create digital beings that are more intelligent than ourselves. We have no idea whether we can stay in control.
While others say that AI will usher in unfathomable abundance.
I've always believed that it's going to be the most important invention that humanity will ever make.
This really will be a world of abundance.
And among these fears and these fantasies, we seek the story of our future. Listen to The Last Invention on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the TJ Show, and we keep seeing this story pop up over and over and over again. People are seemingly finding all kinds of ways to get off their phones. One of them is picking up an analog hobby. Could be something as easy as listening to vinyl records, writing on actual paper with a pen, anything to get our eyes off of our screens. Kenny hit a local college campus and asked if anyone's doing this.
People, they're motivated to get off their screens with technology. They're going analog. They're taking up grandma hobbies. Are you guys going analog?
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you mean by grandma hobbies? Like knitting?
That's one of them.
Yeah, knitting's becoming very popular.
Yeah, it is.
We actually, one of our listeners sent us knitted hats.
Renee.
Yeah.
I mean, you pickleball. I bike.
Pickleball's fun. I like old people stuff, or what people say is old people stuff. I appreciate old people.
By the way, I know some young people who go pickleballing,
Good for him.
and they've got a lot of spunk. Okay, the older people have a lot of spunk.
I like old people.
Age is just a number?
It is, yeah. I mean, come on, I'm 19. I'm allowed to do whatever I want.
Do you feel like you're addicted to technology, and are you...
By the way, don't try that. It doesn't work out well.
Let me tell you something. You think you are, and then the law steps in, so you really can't do whatever you want.
Right. And then even when you were doing the stuff you wanted, years later you go, should I have done that? Probably not.
And then if you try to do stuff you want, do you have the money to do the stuff you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably don't.
He'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Doing things to try to stay off of it?
Yeah, I try my best. I've been trying to get into biking, trying to become the bike lane so I can scream at random people.
I feel like for my age, I'm pretty good. I don't got that much hours. I think I got like 3 hours a week.
Okay.
Or average
That's impressive.
Like 3 hours a day.
Well, that changed quickly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that went from week to day. What?
What is it?
Yeah, I got
I feel like
5.
for my age, it's pretty good. I make a conscious effort to get off my phone.
Some people...
By the way, he said for his age, that's pretty good. And he's actually correct. We've done these segments where we've gone out to that same campus and we've asked people how long they're on their phone. It shocked us. Mm-hmm. We heard people saying 10 hours a day. They weren't joking.
Yeah, when do they sleep? They say they're getting into blacksmithing.
We should do that.
That'd be cool. I think it's a little expensive. It's an interesting hobby. I play the guitar.
That's analog?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. What would you guys make if you knew how to blacksmith?
So many knives.
What is it with dudes that love knives? I'm with them.
It's so funny that you proved my point. You said people are doing blacksmithing. He goes, "Ooh, that's expensive." That's the same one that say he do whatever he wants.
I would probably make a cannon. Try to go back to pirate ways.
Oh, yeah.
Steal their rum.
Wow, these guys are awesome.
They've got
let's
ideas.
make a cannon.
Arg.
Yeah. By the way, one of the greatest things that I do on a regular basis is use a paper journal and pen and paper. There's something about it that's different. I get a little bit nauseous when I use the computer too much. The paper is so good. How much paper are you using in your life?
I have a paper pad next to me right now.
Doesn't it feel good?
It does feel good.
Yep. I heard you were shopping for records over the weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, books. There's a lot of paper in books.
Paper. Yes, Kenny?
All my food is analog.
Yeah,
Nice.
good for you.
Yeah.
Good
I
for
don't
you.
need anything digital.
I appreciate that.
Give me an example. What are you doing?
On the way to class, I just walk with like don't listen to anything, just like go on walks. I've read more, which
that's one of them.
would have never read like a year ago.
Remember I interviewed that lady
great.
a long time ago? She was like early 20s, and she said that she can't walk without having something inside of her ears, and she feels like totally naked when she doesn't have little earbuds inside of her ears. That's the reality of where we're at.
I think that was me. I think you were talking to me.
Yeah, because Heather does the same thing.
I can't go on a walk without. If I go on a walk and I forget my headphones, I go home and then have to get them.
Are you even listening to anything?
Yeah, podcasts, music.
You don't worry about
the
what's
TJ show.
surrounding you?
I mean, I'm aware. I can see.
Yeah, but you can't hear.
I
Behind
can
you?
hear most things.
And is it because you're like getting tired of what you're consuming online?
Yeah, it is, and I feel better when I'm like scrolling. I notice I feel worse that day.
Okay.
So,
Well, are you interested in taking on any other analog hobbies?
Yeah, I'm definitely interested.
What about blacksmithing?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you could make like a sword.
Yeah, you could. Probably a knife would be pretty cool to like.
There's another dude.
What is up with these knives and boys?
I'm telling you, one of my go-to gifts, and J-Bo, you've gotten one for me.
Yes.
Is a knife. I love. Actually, every one of you guys have given you a knife at some point, right? Yeah, there it is. Kenny's got it at his desk.
It's my favorite gift from you.
Yeah.
Every other thing is books.
I now own 3 knives, and they're all from the show. I brought them home. My husband was concerned.
We are the most armed show. Well,
really
at least
are.
with knives.
Yeah,
we
don't
had
mess with us.
our listener Norm sent us a bunch of knives.
Cut food with and stuff.
Sure.
He's even got something he's going to do with it.
Okay.
What's analog?
Did she ask what is analog?
She asked what that was. A lot of people, they kind of realize they're addicted to technology and their screens. So they're going for old school grandma hobbies.
Oh, okay.
Are you doing anything like that?
Kinda. I mean, I am an art major, so I do a lot of like drawing and stuff.
Oh, there you go.
So that's analog.
Nice.
Yeah, but I've also been into crocheting lately, so I guess I am analog.
People are getting into blacksmithing.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
What would you make if you had that kind of knowledge?
I feel like if I made my own jewelry, that could be pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah, or maybe I'll make my brother a sword.
Seriously.
Maybe her brother wants jewelry, huh?
Yeah.
Dudes and knives.
I'm
A
telling you-
jeweled sword or something.
There's something going on with dudes and knives. You know, I've been to that auction that I love, and like there was a guy who had every blade imaginable. It was like 50 different, like a sword, a sai, a knife, a sword. It's unbelievable. You know, maybe we need to tap into this. If you have one too many knives, or your guy has one too many knives, can you call and let us know what's going on there? 877-RADIO-TJ. Kenny, thank you for hitting the college campus once again.
You got it.
This is the TJ Show, our news. It sounds different around here. Kenny reads through every story he can find, and then he brings us the most interesting ones. Kenny, what's happening on the planet today?
The Guardian published an article highlighting a new form of distracted driving that appears to be on the rise. People are reporting drivers watching video content while driving, either YouTube or TikTok, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me either because I saw this in the origin days. You may remember in Boston, I got into a cab when it was actually, I guess, an Uber, and the dude was watching a soccer game. It was planted there right in the middle of his car, and I interviewed him about it. I said, hey, what's with the soccer game? And he started telling me about how much he loves the team. And I go, no, I mean the fact that you're driving and you're watching a soccer game. He's like, oh, no, I'm very careful. I was like, okay, well, it got to where I was going safely, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, I mean, some people put it up there just to hear it, and then they'll watch it when they're at like a stoplight or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get that.
It's a wild world we're in. I don't like being on the roads, I can tell you that.
Well, in this particular article, one woman got an Uber or Lyft to the airport, and she had her driver watching TikTok videos while she was driving. And she reports herself being in the backseat scared for her life, but also scared to bring it up to the driver. She didn't want to be a nudge.
Well, I guess that's what the rating system is for, right?
I guess so.
And the tipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, so be careful of that.
Kenny, what else do you have?
How would you like to start a business and sell it for $29 billion?
I'm in.
I'm down.
That's the story of Nathan Kirsch. He's a 94-year-old, largely reclusive billionaire. He's the man behind Restaurant Depot. Have you ever heard of those stores?
Yes, I have. And actually, I've been very curious about that store. I have a friend who does catering. I should actually reach out to him. He always talks about like, oh yeah, I got a case of napkins. And it's like, you know, the napkins at the pizza shop?
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, I wonder if I could get a hold of that because it's a good price. Could I just buy 8,000 cups, like coffee cups, because I use those every day?
And have them forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be good.
Never buy coffee
I'd be
again.
stocked for life. I got to take down a closet to store them, but worth it.
Well, our friend Natty Kirsch, as he went by, I think he's settling down at 94 years young and sold off a big chunk of the business for, as I mentioned, $29 billion.
Kenny, what else you got?
Well, NASA's Artemis 2 moon mission is set to launch tomorrow as long as there's no weather hiccups or anything like that. There were a couple of articles that describe what these 4 astronauts' living conditions will be like for their 10-day, 600,000-mile flight to the moon and back. They're going to be in a 330 cubic foot capsule, roughly the size of a minivan. There's a small 5 cubic foot bathroom that they actually have to install themselves once they get into space.
Can you imagine that? You're in space. Now you got to do plumbing work?
Yeah.
I guess it's unsafe for it to be installed while they actually launch.
And like going into space would make me want to go.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh.
Like I need the toilet set up already.
When they start doing that countdown, I'd be like, guys, can you wait? I got to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm a little nervous.
Their seats are toilets. Like
that'd be great.
One of the astronauts is 6'2". They already know he's not going to be able to fit inside this thing, so they're bringing a privacy curtain just for this guy.
Dude, your leg's sticking out. I know, man. It's the best I can do.
Yeah, that's what happens when they go to the bathroom. They'll have their own little gym. They have a flywheel near the hatch where they can do rowing exercises. Okay. Their meals are all rehydrated meals that they'll use a hot plate to heat up. They'll have, I think, macaroni and cheese, tortillas, and shrimp on the menu.
Okay. Nice.
Pretty good.
Also, their orange spacesuits allow them to survive for 6 days.
Ooh.
If there's a depressurization in the capsule. But hypothetically, if they were like floating out in space, they could survive for 6 days.
Oh,
That's interesting.
Awful.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because who's going to come rescue you?
Well, hopefully someone will get up there.
6 days of just floating in space. It's
just
terrifying.
waiting, counting it down.
And they're bright orange for splashdown purposes because they're going to splash down in the ocean. If they need to exit the capsule, the rescuers will see them in their bright orange spacesuits.
Kenny, what else do you have?
Major League Baseball has introduced ABS, that stands for automated balls and strikes, for this regular season. So pitchers, batters, catchers can challenge a pitch if they think the umpire got it wrong.
It's a robot reading the pitch and making an official call.
Exactly. And now to make that technology work, the MLB had to get precise height measurements to determine what the strike zone is because it's different for every player depending on how tall they are.
Is it, by the way, is strike zone knees to chest?
Generally speaking, yes.
Okay. All right.
And the width of the plate.
Look at you sports talker, you.
I remember. You know, I was actually almost tearing up yesterday. I told you I was at the playground with my kids, and they had a baseball field there, and I was watching these kids play together, and they were like making plays, throwing the ball to first, and I was like, wow, that reminds me of a time where the world didn't seem so horrible. That's beautiful. I was wasting my time.
Beautiful to be a child, huh?
Yeah, all you have to worry about is picking up a ball and throwing it to your friend at first base. Now, turn your Twitter on, or your X, or your Instagram. Not like that.
Glory days.
And I was trying to tell my kids, I'm like, look, this is the coach. He's hitting the ball. He's able to, I was always impressed with that. The coach could throw up the ball and then tell the ball where to go. And I was like, that's
hit the ball?
Like, yeah, that's the guy.
The coach got to hit the grounders and the fly balls to outfield.
He knows how to hit it.
The fungo bat?
Yeah, the fungo bat was a lot of fun.
Sure.
It's a corked bat. He can really hit it into the outfield.
You could launch it with that.
But anyway, they didn't care.
Well, TJ, the reason I'm bringing this up is since they did these really meticulous measurements on the player heights, in the official listing for many players, they're all shorter, some by as much as 3 inches.
Really? Why?
So it appears that the players or the organizations were lying or inflating the height measurements of their players.
They were height maxing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What is the purpose? Like, is there a strategic advantage to them perceiving you as taller?
I think a lot of it is male ego, but for a pitcher, for instance, Randy Johnson, you remember Randy Johnson?
Yeah.
He was like 6'7"
So they say.
And yeah, how tall was he?
6'4".
Actually, but you look at that at the stat sheet, or you look at the lineup, and you see this pitcher is 6'6". That's like intimidating. So I think it was partly that.
Interesting.
Too.
By the way, Randy Johnson, who had so many incredible stats over the years, the thing that I think he became most known for was he threw a fastball and it hit a bird in midair.
That was that guy?
Yeah, he just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. The thing exploded, feathers everywhere.
And the crazy thing is Randy Johnson is now a professional photographer, and the logo for his business is a bird getting hit by a baseball.
Right.
I feel like we talked about this before.
embraced that.
Okay.
That's the guy.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
Marlins, right?
He played for the Mariners.
That's close.
Oh, that's what I meant.
And then the Yankees. He kind of went around.
The team with Ken Griffey Jr.
Yes,
yeah,
the Seattle Mariners.
If only I could remember the name. I knew it was
Different M.
M-A.
It's an M, yeah.
Kenny, what else you got?
We're learning about an art heist at a private museum in Italy where thieves made off with 3 paintings by renowned artists Renoir, Cézanne, and Matisse, worth reportedly millions and millions of dollars.
This is on the heels of the Louvre being robbed. You remember, and it seemed like weirdly easy for the thieves to get in.
Exactly.
How is that not in a more secure place? And then if you do steal them, what do you do with them? Are you able to turn them around and make any money? Who's buying those paintings? What do you do?
You put them in your attic for your, descendants to find 25,000 years later and hope they make money. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a big risk for your current life. I don't know.
Well, to answer your one question, these thieves broke through the front door when the museum was closed, and they made off through the gardens. And
that is
they're
so
still
bizarre.
on the lookout. As far as what you actually do with stolen art, that's a great question.
Can you look that up? Can you maybe either ChatGPT it or do some research on it?
I don't know if you want to look that up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm a little apprehensive about that.
Why?
Because what if it
You
thinks
look
that
it
I'm...
up.
Yeah, you do it. What if it thinks that I'm planning an art heist? And it's going to report me to the cops. Next thing
that's
you know.
a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not a good idea.
Well, maybe I can. What if I'll tell ChatGPT, hey, I'm not planning on stealing any art. This is just for my curiosity's sake.
Obviously. Do that.
No, because I think we no, don't do that, Kenny.
I'm comfortable
because
with
a few
that.
months ago, I remember there was an article that came out about ChatGPT was going to be giving over information to the police if it seemed sus.
Yeah, so here's how you make it not sus. Put the quote of that story that, hey, this just happened.
Yeah.
I'm asking this not because I want to rob a museum. Be very clear.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you program it. Say, I want to know because I'm curious.
Okay. Yeah.
Imagine Kenny
Why
gets...
won't you do it, TJ?
Well, I don't want to do it on my computer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He won't do it, so why are you going to do it, Kenny?
I think I know what to say.
Do it on the work computer.
Yeah, do it on the work computer.
I can reason with the robot. It'll know I'm coming from a good place.
Now, if...
Do it at the library.
Yeah, if the feds... Yeah, do it from the library. That's
Yeah,
totally
the SWAT
secure,
team
right?
will just show up.
Right, and then we'll say that's that guy right there.
Kenny will be gone.
I'm not
they even
stealing
get there.
nothing. I'm a good guy.
The guy with the shoes from Chick-fil-A. That's the guy.
Really easy
That's
to
the guy.
identify. It's the only guy that has those shoes.
You know, speaking of art heists, there is a work of art at Chick-fil-A that I really want. It's the picture of the cow that has written on the big water tower, "Eat more chicken."
Yeah.
I would actually like that in my home. Because that was one of the first introductions to comedy that I had as a kid. I saw that. I thought it was really funny. I don't know. Also, I can say if you are at a Chick-fil-A and they're changing the branding and you want to give that to me, I would like that.
I'm sure if you go there and ask, they're super nice there.
Would they give it to me?
They might.
Okay, I'm going to do that. There's a nice old lady.
My pleasure.
I was going to say,
They'll rip it off the wall. My pleasure, sir.
Absolutely not.
Who's going to patch
It's a
up
branding thing.
Yeah, the drywall? No, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
I will say, I was once in an ad that was at Hess gas stations.
Right.
And my uncle asked the guy at the gas station for the ad. He peeled it off the window and gave it to my
Two different places.
So it's possible.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Kenny, thanks for keeping us somewhat informed.
That's what's happening.
I couldn't help myself. A few moments ago, Kenny was reading this story about the guy who runs and owns Restaurant Depot.
Yeah.
And I've been intrigued by this store for so many years. And part of the reason why is because a guy I know runs a catering business with his wife. Bill, are you there?
Yes, sir.
I've heard you bring up Restaurant Depot quite a bit. And from what I understand, it's like an exclusive club. You need to have like a restaurant or a deli or something to even be able to get into it, right?
Yeah, if you have some kind of a food thing going on, yeah.
What about an eater of food? Like, would I qualify if I eat it a lot?
Or a lover of food?
I'd give it a shot.
So what it is imagine Home Depot, like for contractors, but this is like an exclusive little club. If you own a restaurant, you could go in and they have huge boxes of things like pizza napkins, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like the ones that you use to suck up the grease?
They have a flyer, like a monthly flyer, like Costco does with all of their sales for the month. You can get 8,000 tall fold napkins for $23.49.
Yes.
That's a steal.
That is amazing.
8,000. Have you ever bought that, Bill?
Yeah, we buy things in bulk. We buy they got really good toilet paper. We buy like a case of toilet paper. It's got like 48 rolls in it.
Do they have the huge one, like the huge toilet paper that's 10 times the size of a normal roll?
I haven't looked for that. No, I haven't seen that there.
You should totally look for that. And then you could put it in your own bathroom.
Like the ones they have in airports.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
I was cheese wheel of toilet paper.
Yeah, the toilet paper cheese wheel.
That's a great way to put that.
And I bet they also have a cheese wheel there, right? Like the full wheel.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Yeah, probably.
Well, if you buy that, you should buy the toilet paper too.
Yes, exactly.
TJ, I know when you do anything in the kitchen, you wear rubber gloves.
Love it. Yeah.
They have 8 100-count boxes of vinyl gloves, so 1,000 vinyl gloves for $20.99.
Oh my goodness! Have you ever bought those, Bill?
Oh, yeah. We get all kinds of gloves. We get the different sizes, and they have a little dispenser you put on the wall. And
they give you the dispenser too?
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
Bill, I think you got to take TJ with you next time you go shopping there. I think he needs that experience.
Oh, yeah, I'm down. Let's go.
Can I ride on the shopping cart and you push it around?
Well, until we buy the toilet paper and stuff,
Okay.
Then we gotta
TJ, any interest in a gallon of dishwashing liquid? You can get green for $18.99 or pink for $20.99.
Get out of here. Why is the pink more expensive?
I don't know.
Pink tax.
It's pretty.
Well, and then there's the purple for $22.99. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is between the 3 colors.
Bill, is the purple the premier soap?
I think purple is just cool, just look at it,
Let's pay more for the coolness.
The squirt looks better in your hand.
Yeah.
All right, well, Bill, listen, let's work this out. I want to come with you, okay?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. This is going to be great. It's good to know friends who deal with food. Have a good day, Bill.
You too, TJ.
Yesterday, I was with my kids at home, and they were like, Daniel, I'm bored. And I go, okay, well, what do you want to do? And they asked to go to the playground. And I thought, oh, this is good. Because they run around like maniacs.
Yeah.
They get exhausted, then they just fall asleep.
That's the best.
So I go, all right, let's get in the car. They were all excited. We show up at the playground. And it's amazing how they just know what to do. There were tons of kids there. They're all playing with each other and everything. And then all of a sudden, I see my daughter, Noah, and she's staring at a boy. And this boy is sitting at the very tippy top of this play structure they have. It's got slides and monkey bars and all these things, perched like an eagle. So my 6-year-old Noah walks over to me and has a question for me about the kid.
I am currently at the playground and other kids are running around. Noah has a question for me.
Why is that boy just sitting up there? Is he ever going to get out there? A boy is just sitting on the top of a slide and playing on his phone.
So that's the first interesting part. He's at a playground. Everyone's running around. And she couldn't understand why he was sitting at the very top of the structure, but not playing on it, on his phone.
That's hilarious.
Playing. Like, why even go to the playground?
When you could just easily slip off and break his leg or arm.
And then that's the other thing. It was one of those.
Goodness. Is she taking after you?
No, but listen, you know these slides, they're like vinyl. And this dude, I don't know how he's perched up there. And even my daughter noticed he could break his leg.
She learned that from somewhere, though.
Yeah, me.
Yes.
That's right.
Stop it.
You don't do that.
You're nervous he's going to fall off because he's all the way at the top of the play structure?
Well, I don't want him to die. Well, yeah.
Yeah, she's concerned for him.
That escalated quickly.
Empathy is nice.
So do you want to say something to him?
No.
How come?
I just don't.
So what do you want to know from me?
I was hoping she'd be like, yo, bro, get down.
I just want to know what is he doing up there.
You're confused, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's what's called a young boy. Sometimes they can be a little crazy. Dad was a little crazy when he was that age.
It's true. I did dumb things too.
And we do things that just aren't that smart.
Okay.
But just stay away from that area, okay?
Yeah, I will.
I'm sure he's a nice kid.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I didn't want her hanging out underneath the kid because if he slipped, he wasn't going to slip on my kid. That's for sure.
He's like, that explains everything.
Yep.
When there's like gatherings at your house, don't you sometimes go to another room to work on your computer?
Yes.
That's exactly the same thing.
Same thing.
That kid
Dumb
ran
boy
away
stuff.
so he could just play on his phone by
Same
himself.
thing.
It's the same thing.
It was
That
pretty
kid is
incredible.
you.
Then it winds down. We're there for quite a while, and it's just my 2 daughters and some other little boy about their age. And he walks over and he goes, hey, look at you. It's you two girls again. And I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? He goes, I'm about to run after you, and you're about to be tagged, and you're about to be it. And then just like that, my girls start running away from him, and they start playing with each other. I'm like, this is crazy. I wouldn't know how to engage and play like
So
that at
weird.
that age.
I don't like that little boy.
Yeah, it was very
I
weird.
don't like the way he talks to your girls.
He was very like smooth operator, and I'm like, wow. And I was like watching. I'm like, do I need to get involved? I'm like,
That
nah,
sounds
they're
kind of like more like demanding operator. Not very smooth to me.
Prepare to be
Controlling operator,
Yes,
maybe.
But they actually engaged, and then we got in the car, and my kids were like, that was weird. I was like, yeah, he's just having fun. And then they waved goodbye to him, and everyone had a nice time. We've got Twila in Minnesota. Hey, Twila.
Hey, TJ, I have a question for you. Hold on, my alarm's going off.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, does your girls, and I love listening to your girls when they're on.
Yeah, my
do
daughters.
they ever put themselves on timeout?
Why would they do that?
Well, my granddaughter, I was over and she was playing with her dog, which is like a Bernese mountain dog.
Oh,
and
yeah.
this dog is big.
Yep.
Anyway, so I hear this yelp. And I'm like, She comes upstairs and she goes to the TV and she says, Lexi, start the timer for 5 minutes. I'm sitting there looking at her like, what is she doing? She goes into her room, closes the door. I go and I'm like, honey, what are you doing? I'm in timeout. I'm like, okay. And she goes, please shut the door.
She put herself in timeout?
She put herself in timeout. And so I shut the door. The timer goes off. She comes and sits next to me. And I looked at her. I go, okay, why did you put yourself in timeout? I bit my dog.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
what did you do? I wanted my dog to know what it feels like to be nipped, so I bit her.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, okay. I said, so putting yourself in timeout? She goes, because that was a big no-no. Oh. I'm
Wow.
like, okay. And she says, Grandma, don't you get it? I'm like, what do I get? If my mom put me in timeout, it'd be 30 minutes. So I put myself in timeout, it's only 5 minutes.
No, that child is brilliant.
Yeah.
I said, okay. And I talked to my daughter and I said, does she always put herself in timeout? Yeah, she figured it out. She figured out that if she puts herself in timeout, it's only 5 minutes because she knows that I put it for 30 minutes. I did try to negotiate with her, but she says, Mom, I already know it was wrong, so I put myself in timeout for 5 minutes.
Hilarious.
She can teach a course to grown adults. You know how many adults are operating in this world and they have no idea of like self-awareness or reflection? Like, good for her. How old is she?
She was 6 at the time. She's 8 now.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so impressive.
I've asked her about timeout, and she goes, I'm too big to be in timeout.
Wow.
She's learned her lessons anyway.
Through that phase. Well, you know what? It sounds like a commercial waiting to happen. The best deal in timeouts. Put yourself in it, and it'll be a lot less for you.
Yes.
More kids knew that.
Yes.
No, don't tell my kids about that. They never put themselves in timeout. They just keep breaking the rules.
Well, it just was running through my mind. I was like, I want to ask TJ.
No, thank you for sharing that story. And funny enough, my daughter Charlie, when she was about 2, she bit Luna, our dog. And I was like, whoa. This is the reverse. What is going on here? I mean, it was so sad because Luna yelped. And I was like, what the heck? What was that? And Luna was so gentle. I was so grateful that she didn't beat her up over it.
You had to check Luna for rabies, right?
Yes, right. It's wild.
Yep.
What's wrong with these kids? Anyway, Twila, you have a great day. Thank you for listening.
You too. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
This is the TJ Show.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
This is the TJ Show. Christian, what are you calling about today?
I actually just wanted to call and see if it worked.
Oh, it works.
Christian, tell me, what is the most exciting part of your life right now?
I'd have to say it's my family, my wife and my 2 children.
Always love it when a dude says his wife. Tell me a little bit more about that. Kids are cool too, by the way. But I'm curious to know, why is she so great?
My wife is extraordinary. So I served in the Marines, and I did a lot of things that I shouldn't have done. And I was man enough to tell her about it, And she didn't take it well, and I respected that. But we got through it, and, I could tell that she really loves me. And she gave me a second chance, and that second chance that she gave me was everything. She saved me multiple times from not only lust, but she's helped me learn about discernment, too. She's amazing.
Listen, I appreciate you sharing that. I'm assuming, and you don't say it if you don't want to, but it sounds like you were messing around with someone else, and then you mentioned that to your wife,
yes,
right?
Yes, sir. I was very unfaithful.
And things are good right now, and you guys are both on the same page.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We have some friends who have shared a similar story, and they are in a great place, and they love each other a lot. And so it's like so easy to assume, oh, it's never going to work out after that. But you are like even more committed than ever, and you only have eyes for her at this point, it sounds like.
Yeah, and we're in a good place. We're not perfect, but, we're great. We're good. And
she forgave you.
Yeah. Oh, man.
On another note, what's your dog's name?
You hear the dog in the background.
Yeah.
My dog's name is Bill. How did you know I have a dog?
I heard him barking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm in your backyard.
Actually, I see you right now.
Yeah.
That's scary because I'm looking around.
No,
I don't
it's a
see
joke.
nothing.
That's a joke.
It's
That's
a
a
joke.
joke.
We're
man.
joking.
We're messing with you.
I wish I was that cool. I could just morph to you.
No.
I just looked on top of the building up there. I didn't see you.
No. We're in our radio studio. Everything's fine.
No, we're joking.
Hey, can you put Bill on the phone, please?
I think her name is Belle.
Oh, Belle.
Yeah, it's
I
a
was
girl.
going to say.
Bell, radio's cool to you.
Hey, Belle, what's up?
Bark once if you love Luna's Animal Tales.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Great question. Do you like Luna's Animal Tales? Hey, there you go.
Loves it.
Loves it. Yeah, that's good.
I think that's great.
Yes.
Thank you guys for listening, and thanks for sharing your story, Christian.
It's been fun.
Thank you guys for listening to me.
Of course.
Of course, man. Take care of yourself.
Hey, Belle. Yeah, there seems to be a debate. This has been going on for close to a week now. Jabo has a waddling raccoon.
Mm-hmm, I do.
Seemingly living under her house.
I think so, yeah. I keep seeing it go back there.
Yeah, and my theory was that she's pregnant. And you seem to think that she eats too much cat food?
Yeah, I think the raccoon's just being fed a lot because I saw it cross the street the other day to my neighbor across the street, and they tend to put out cat food.
For the cats, and the raccoons take it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've been suggesting, and now I've since stopped, that maybe you just take one of the babies and turn it into a pet. Who wouldn't love that?
Yeah.
But, we learned about all the dangers of that and everything. I'm not saying you should do it. It
Nor
was just
do I want to.
It was an idea. Well, now another warning message, not to make friends with wild animals. Or any animals, it sounds like, for that matter.
Hey, guys. This is Sherry. I'm in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Thank you, Sherry, for listening.
And I have first some advice and then a story for you. I am talking to the lady with the wild pigs and her daughters.
Oh, so this is a caller that we got who said that wild pigs had babies in her backyard.
Yep.
Don't do it. Don't try to make friends with them. Wild pigs are extremely dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I know that is my grandparents had a farm. I used to go out there and I made friends with all the animals, the cows, the chickens, the ducks, the geese, the pigs.
Wow, very friendly lady.
I just thought I was God's gift to the animal world. And my parents, my grandparents, they all told me, don't try to make friends with the bull. And, being stubborn, I went and made sure that everybody was busy. Grandma and Mom were in the house. I don't know where my dad was, and Grandpa was out in the barn. And so I headed out to the field where they had the bull.
No, of course he did.
And the bull was looking at me, and I'm through the fence, and I was like maybe 6 or 7 years old at the time. I climbed through the barbed wire, and I kept getting closer and closer, and that bull let out a scream and charged me. I'm pretty sure my eyes were the size of dinner plates, screaming my own bloody murder. And I hit that fence running and tried to just dive through it, and the barb hooked itself in my back.
That barbed wire is very annoying.
I couldn't get off the fence, and I'm screaming, and here comes Grandpa with a pitchfork, Grandma with a frying pan, my mother with a broom,
Oh, my goodness.
and I'm just screaming. Now, the bull, to his credit, just kind of stood there and bellowed at me.
This one's pathetic. I'm just going to let this one learn its lesson on the barbed wire.
And they finally got me off the fence. As cute as they might be, enjoy them from a distance, and do not try to make friends with them.
Yeah.
I hope you all have a wonderful day. Love your show. Bye.
Animal lover.
Yes, ma'am.
Sherry, thank you.
I do not plan on making friends with the raccoon, but definitely won't after that story.
Yes. J-Bo, you caught something on social media from one of your friends way back in the day?
Yeah, my friend Jaime, we studied in England together, and I saw that she posted something on social regarding a scam that her husband was experiencing, and I thought, okay, this is something that definitely needs to be talked about because I didn't know about it.
Yeah, it's with the scams keep getting more and more clever, so anything we can do to fight that beyond just deleting and reporting junk. Is that you, Jaime, in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Yes, that's me.
Jaime, your husband somehow got into this spider web of a scam, and it sounded so real.
Yeah, it was really crazy. I hear my husband in the other room answer a call, and it said something about being a Lieutenant Mackenzie with the Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office. And, next thing he knows, they're telling him that he was supposed to report for jury duty, and he didn't. And they are issuing, I think, 2 bench warrants and some citations for failure to appear. And it was so bizarre because my husband was like, but I don't live in Okmulgee County. I have a childhood home down there, and both my and my husband's names are attached to that property. But we were both like, how could this be? But maybe there's some weird glitch that we don't know about in the system.
Yeah,
where,
they find just enough information to really get you confused because whether it's intentional or by accident, it's so specific. And you're like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah,
and then they, of course, they're playing on your emotions. And so these are the types of things that even get people who never think they'd be scammed. And you overhear your husband talking, and then what do you do?
So he brings his phone in, and the guy on freaked out and claimed he was violating a gag order or something, and that he was going to be in more trouble, and he wasn't supposed to involve me, which really should have been another red flag to me because, in our justice system, why wouldn't he be able to talk to somebody to get some help? I look at what he got texted, and it is the weirdest looking thing I've ever seen. Yeah. It is a badly made warrant. It has his name on it, but then it says the plaintiff is a murder trial. And I was like, that's not how this works. So I eventually calmed down enough to call the Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office itself. And as soon as the lady gets on the line, she's like, yeah, we've been getting this call a lot. This scam is happening a lot. It was just instant. It has happened that much that she didn't even have to really look up our information. She was like, it's not real. They will never call you to demand money. Or
good for you for picking up the phone and just going right to the source. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Same thing with credit card scams, all this stuff. You go just hang up the phone, call the number on your credit card and say, hey, is this you? And almost always the answer is absolutely not. Jaime, thank you for sharing that. I feel like we can't get these stories out enough.
No problem. My pleasure. I mean, I'm still surprised I was caught so off guard of it because I can usually taste the scam a mile away. And in this case, it's scary when someone calls and says they're from the law.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with the law.
Well, also, good for you for being willing to share that you almost got scammed because a lot of people wouldn't share that. They would bury it. They'd be too ashamed. And actually, you're helping people. So we appreciate you on so many levels.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, I think the more people that know, the better.
Thank you, Jaime.
In Oklahoma, there she is. J-Bo, why do you look severely disappointed right now?
Because I don't like that you would encourage Cutting to look up why people steal art from a museum.
Well,
but you wouldn't do it yourself.
There's a reason for it. We can't figure out why people are breaking into museums. How is it so easy to do it? But why are they What do they do if they steal these iconic, one-of-a-kind paintings? Who's buying that?
Yeah.
And so I just said, hey, can you look up what the purpose of this is? Because I don't understand it.
But if you don't understand it, it should be on you to look up.
Well, Kenny's the
so
producer.
So the SWAT team, no, but that can be traced back to him.
TJ's the talent. He doesn't do menial things.
And he clearly doesn't want to do jail time either, but how about they come looking for Kenny?
No, well, I said very safely present the information to ChatGPT.
How do you present, I want to steal art. How can I get away with it?
Well, you just say, it's not for something that I'm going to do. It's because this story in Italy came out. A museum was robbed again. And ChatGPT's smart enough. It's genius,
no,
right?
You guys put too much weight on that
But
thing.
Anyway, I didn't have to push Kenny too hard.
I did it.
It was already Googled.
Oh
He's a willing fall guy.
My opening line was, I want to be clear and mention off the bat that I am asking about this out of pure curiosity. I do not have bad intentions.
Okay.
And then I go in, I saw the story out of Italy, art heist. What is the motivation to steal art? What do these thieves do with the art after they have it? People don't want to buy stolen
So
property.
what's the answer? Quickly.
So as it turns out, there is a black market for this, and people will sell it on the black market, usually at a steep discount.
Oh, so rather than like the $40 million that it's worth, I'll give it to you for $1 million.
Yeah, well, it didn't cost them anything other than their time and effort to steal it. Oftentimes, it's used as currency in criminal networks. So they could use it as collateral in illegal deals. It's traded between criminals like drugs, weapons, or the cash equivalent.
Really?
Or held as a bargaining chip. Some people do have private displays, Jabo. You brought that up. They just keep it and they only show it to people that they trust in their true inner circle.
You know, people in those circles, they don't always keep secrets, right?
Yeah, and then the last one, which I think is the most common, is the thieves will hold it for ransom.
Oh.
So they'll have it, they'll reach back out to the museum or the original owner. Do you want it back? If so, drop off X amount of dollars at this location, and so on and so forth.
Now, we're not on the radio in Italy, in some of these places where these museums are. But listen, if you have this itch to try to do some sort of a heist or take jewels that aren't yours, don't do it, okay? This is a bad line of work, and there are other ways to make money.
I'm mad at you for making Kenny do this.
I didn't make him.
And also, if the SWAT team shows up, I'm out. I'm pointing at you.
No, I'm going to point at Kenny.
No, I'm pointing at you.
No.
It was on Kenny's computer.
No,
It's on Kenny's
but
computer.
you use your authority to push him to do it.
Kenny, did I push you to do it?
I was curious too.
There you go. That's my boy. This is the TJ Show, and listen, no robbing any museums, okay? We need this stuff in there for generations to come.